Okay, question 2b, part 3. Comment on the distribution of the carbon dioxide emission for both 1984 built and 2016 built cars, and note any similarities and differences as well as any unusual features. So this question is basically an analysis. So we're looking at the box plots and dot plots over here of 1984 and 2016. May as well start with shape. Okay, so shape. Now, it's probably quite clear to see that the 1984 has a significant skew here. So the 1984 carbon dioxide distribution is skewed to the right. Okay, the direction of the skew is always the direction of the arm. But the 2016 is more normally distributed. This means that for 1984, a few cars with higher emissions are pulling the data up. Okay, next thing that we can talk about is the variation or the range. So we've kind of already talked about that in part 2, but we may as well discuss it again. So interquartile range for 2016 is slightly bigger than 1984, meaning that the middle 50% of cars produced in 2016 are a bit more spread out. Okay, something else that we can talk about is clusters. So for 2016, we have a cluster from 170 to 210, and then we have another one here. So really most of the clusters are between. So 2016 clustered from 170 grams per kilometer to, let's say, about 340, 350 maybe grams per kilometer. But 1984 is clustered more in the sort of center of that, so maybe 200 to maybe 340, 330 grams per kilometers, and is more tightly clustered. Or sorry, it's not more tightly, it's less tightly. It's less tightly. It's a little bit more spread out. And I guess we can also talk about that lower 25% for 1984 cars. So that's less spread out than this lower 25%. Get rid of all my circles. So this lower 25% is more spread out than that one, but then the upper 25% is more spread out than that one. So we can kind of make a comparison there. I'm not going to write this down because I've run out of room. But with all of these questions, pretty much pick at least 3 things to talk about. So here we've talked about shape, interquartile ranges, and cluster. You could have also talked about the shift. So the shift of this box is slightly shifted to the right of this one, but not significantly. And you also could have talked about your median. So this median is very close to that median, only 9.49 grams per kilometer difference. So, that's not a huge difference either. And you could have sort of expanded more on the skew. But again, as all these excellence questions are, 1 statement for achieved, 2 statements for merit, and 3 or more for an excellence. But these statements have to be valid and they have to be well explained and talk about the similarities and differences.